Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem. We have supports to do. We have many supports to do. We're gonna do them. Let's start with Cyril and Petra.
Petra, what are you doing?
Hello, Cyril. I was doing training for hunting.
I thought you were already a good hunter.
I am good, but to keep good, I must keep practicing.
Oh, I get it. Huh. Hey, can I ask you a question? I mean, I figure you asked me a personal question before, so now it's my turn. That is, if you don't mind. Tell me why it is you do all this training, and if it's got something to do with where you're from.
My training in my land of home. Before I can give answers, I must give you my history. I was a child in Brigid. But then there happened the war with the Empire. My parents they died. Brigid lost in the war. After it, a decision was had that I must go to the Empire.
War, huh? That's the same as me.
Yes. But our difference is that I still have a strong devotion to my land of home. I want to grow my skills and train with hardness for the goodness of my land of home. I will one day be leading Brigid. I want to have better relations with Fódlan. So that is why I am here. When I wish I could be there.
Oh, wow. You do all this so maybe you can be a leader for your people? I guess I was right. You're real different than me.
We have differences, but we do not have so many differences. You and I are the same, I believe.
The same?
You work with great passion, all for the future and to keep protected what is here today. I work for the future of my land of home. You are the same, but here is your home.
I don't know. Maybe, but I guess that does mean I'm putting in a lot of effort every day, just like you.
That is what I have said. You and I are the same, even with the differences we have.
So I feel like this one was set up as more of a way of giving background to Petra more than anything else. Like, I think that one was basically like a, hey, if you don't know Petra's story, it's gonna be relevant for stuff we're gonna talk about later with Cyril, so, you know, let's just give you a little recap. That's what that felt like. Alright, now we have about 1 million of these with Catherine. Let's go Catherine Lysithea.
Lysithea, do you have a moment?
I do. What do you need to speak with me about?
I was thinking about the time we talked about our crests bringing bad weather.
Yes. We never did get to test that theory, since I haven't found any sun-bringing folks.
Joking aside, each crest is unique in how it impacts the bearer's life. I've seen more than my share of crest bearers, after all. Some of them bore crests of Karen like us, some even bore crests of Gloucester.
Which I think is the other crest that Lysithea has. Just an interesting random suggestion to bring up.
Certainly, but I don't see your point.
I'm not a crest scholar. I don't know all the details. I have a knack for guessing a person's crest just by looking at them. Forgive me, but do you have 2 crests?
Well?
You don't have to tell me. I mean, it shouldn't even be possible to bear 2 crests. So if you do have 2, you must be sitting on some major secrets.
It's nice to know that someone understands.
Of course. Everyone has things they would rather not talk about. For all you know, Catherine's not my real name. Maybe I'm an outlaw on the run from my homeland.
Yeah, that's exactly what you are, Catherine. Okay, it's a little bit of an odd thing for her to just say.
That can't be true, can it? Stop messing with me.
I was kidding, though who knows? Maybe there is some truth in it. My point is, no matter what secrets we're keeping, I'm still me, and you're still you. I do worry a little about you. You never seem to let your guard down around other people. That can't be easy. You know, it's important for you to relax once in a while.
I don't even know the meaning of the word.
That's easy. Just gab with your friends about something pointless, and the stress will fade away. I'm always happy to chat, if you're interested.
Well, thank you. Why are you being so kind to me anyway?
I just feel a certain kinship with you. We both have crests of Karen, and we both have secrets we can't share with anyone.
I see. I will say I'm happy to have someone around who actually seems to understand me.
Good. You can feel comfortable with me. Since we have the same crest, we're basically sisters.
Aw, I really like that. Someone as wonderful as you is my big sister?
Well, don't you just say the cutest things. That's my little sister for you.
Okay, so that's an interesting B-level one, where it's not, usually the B-level ones end in like, we're just going to be acquaintances or something like that, or I hate you, right? That's usually where B-level supports end. This one ended with them actually being quite close, it just didn't need very long for that to happen. That's interesting, you almost feel like they could have been an A-level thing, where there is some extra revealing, but I like where that one ended off. Alright, Catherine and Lorenz. So Lorenz last time was playing investigator, he was going, I think you're not who you say you are, and all that sort of stuff. So let's see how this goes.
Let's put the match on hold for now, Lawrence. Or if you can't wait, we'll say you won.
Oh yes, and he also wanted to duel with her so he could find out some stuff.
No. Let us resume it later. You haven't yet had the chance to use Thunderbrand.
You weren't using a relic either. If you had been, you would have won easily. Even without it, you're stronger than I expected. You seem to be fighting more intensely than usual.
Under ordinary circumstances, I'd have surely lost. But I had a vested interest in testing your character. If your swordplay relied at all on the dirty tricks of a fugitive, I would have felt compelled to defeat you.
Are you saying you fought more ably because you had a sense of purpose?
Not as such, although I admit that when we crossed blades, I became envious of your strength. I caught a glimpse, in your elegant swordsmanship, of an aspect of the noble ideal that I yet lack. That envy is perhaps what drove me to fight so hard.
Interesting.
I was also able to satisfy my curiosity. You are no criminal, but rather a lady of great conviction.
That might be an exaggeration. I've done some things I'm not proud of.
Modest as ever. Another of your noble qualities.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm no longer a noble.
Whatever your title, the responsible use of power is the very hallmark of nobility. Deny it all you like, but the way I see it, you are indeed a true noble.
I don't want to be a true noble. I won't be tied down by any stuffy idea of nobility. Although, if this is your way of flirting with me, perhaps I can be persuaded otherwise.
Nobody had brought that up to this point, Catherine. This is completely out of the blue.
That's rather sudden.
Tell me, Lawrence, do you often woo noble women? As a true noble, I must be an ideal target for a fellow like you.
Since you put it that way, apologies, but I confess you've rendered me quite speechless.
Lighten up. I'm just teasing. You're clearly not ready to woo me.
Not ready? Do I not suffice for you? Is there some flaw that I could conceivably correct?
You're more open-minded than you used to be, but you're still so hung up on status and lineage. If you became a more tolerant person, maybe it would work out. What matters isn't someone's blood, it's what they want, what they fear, what they accomplish. When you understand that, let me know, and I might just fall for you.
Just wait and you shall see, Catherine. I fully intend to live up to the very highest of your standards.
Alright then. Didn't really see that coming, but there you have it. And now we have Linhardt and Catherine.
Catherine, about Thunderbrand.
I said my position would not change. Go home. You're not getting your hands on Thunderbrand.
I was not asking to, so stop being so overprotective. I have a different request today.
Oh, so you're nagging about something else. Just so you know, constant badgering isn't a very attractive quality.
I would appreciate it if you would use Thunderbrand somewhere that I might observe it in action. Since you have denied me the simplest path to my enlightenment, I decided instead that I should closely observe the relic in use.
Linhardt, the hero's relics aren't showpieces. I only use Thunderbrand when I need its power. I won't waggle it around for your entertainment. You know, even though it's compatible with my crest, it still takes its toll on me. Every time I use it, it wears away at my soul. Not that you'd understand.
Of course I don't understand. I've never used it.
Watch your tone. Remember who you're talking to.
Why are you so unwilling to let me study Thunderbrand in any manner? I wish to be a true Crest scholar. Learning all there is to know about the hero's relics is my duty. I could learn a great deal by using a relic myself, even if that did mean endangering my life, yet you deny me the opportunity. Scholars who will not endanger their lives in pursuit of knowledge are worthless.
Scholars should be willing to lose their lives?
In a word, yes, which makes it all the more frustrating that you refuse my attempts at study. But I can't seem to convince you, so just forget all about it. Your bullheadedness wins the day, Catherine. I'll go ask someone else. If only I could use the Sword of the Creator. But without a crest stone, it won't respond. I wonder how it is that the professor can use it. The only explanation that makes any sense is... Could it be?
He wants so badly to study crests, he'd risk his own life. That's impressive. I underestimated your tenacity, Linhardt. But I have to protect you from yourself.
Okay. I'm wondering whether the A level is going to be completely different. Whether it's going to be about him getting access to Thunderbrand, or whether it's going to be that bit he mentioned at the end as to how our Creststone worked. Because we obviously know it's because we have, you know, the embodiment of Sothis within us. But he doesn't know that. Or does he? Alright, this is Alois's final one. He has a very small number of supports, but, you know, they're all fairly good, all fairly light-hearted. Although this one's about Geralt. Probably.
So that's it. I'm going to be a great mercenary just like Captain Geralt.
Uh-huh.
Ha! You skipped right to the conclusion. That's exactly what Geralt would do.
I know. I picked that up from him too.
That might not be the finest trait of his to emulate. In the end, it comes down to combat skill. Regardless, I'm happy to hear you say all this.
Why's that?
I've strived to become a knight at the level of Captain Geralt, but I'm an old man. I've come to accept that I will never be his match.
No, don't say that. You can't give up.
No, it's quite all right. I know myself and what I'm capable of. But you're still young. Youth is a weapon of the utmost power. Infinite possibility. We are both inspired by Captain Geralt. So I hereby bequeath to you my lofty ambitions.
That's... wow. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
No need to cry, Leonie. I'm relieved. My dream is in good hands with you. Captain Geralt is looking down proudly on you, I'm sure. Will you carry on his legacy?
Of course I will. Definitely.
Leonie, do you remember the story I told you once about what happened at the inn?
Yeah, the one where Geralt tried to kill you?
The hatchet throwing? Sure, I remember. Why?
Geralt ran up quite a tab with all his drinking, and he left without paying. Now his debt is due. And, as you have declared that you'll carry on his legacy...
Wow, really?
You see where I'm going with this.
Wait, what? That's got nothing to do with me.
Nothing to do with me either. I don't drink. Even so, all this time, I've been paying it back little by little. And it's not just that one place. He owes money in towns all over Fódlan. I haven't been able to step into a tavern anywhere without being badgered for payment. So exhausting. But now, I can say that the debts are for you to cover. You're still young, so I'm sure you'll manage in time. Thank you, Leonie.
Hold on, that's a joke, right? Hey, get back here! Take your lofty ambitions back! I don't want your stupid debts!
Wow. Okay, Alois. That's a long-term play. But I like it. Alright. Let's go with Seteth and Leonie.
Today was a great day for fishing, wasn't it?
It was, though I did lose to you in numbers.
You won on size, though. Some of these fish are huge. And it was you who caught this beauty.
It is a lovely specimen. The fins are rather like wings, and the scales are reminiscent of a lustrous rainbow. But I have heard this type of fish does not taste good.
It's a little bland, but it's not bad. You just need to fry it in oil to bring the flavor out. There are lots of little bones, too, so you need to be careful eating it.
You truly are an expert, Leonie. I would be delighted if you would cook for us again.
Happily. You know, once this war's over, I'll be able to make even more elaborate dishes. I'm sure none of it will compare to your wife's cooking, though.
Entirely different styles. I very much look forward to seeing what you come up with. Yet another reason to end this war swiftly.
I'm flattered, but that doesn't seem like a good motivation to fight.
On the contrary, it is better than the usual reasons. In the heat of battle, it is little details like a friend's cooking that I reach for to find my courage.
I have to say, I didn't expect that from you. You're always so serious. But I really value our fishing time, too. With all the chaos, it's great to have a way to relax.
I hope there will come a time when we can fish like this without worry, to our heart's content.
Hope's not enough. We need to build that future with our own hands.
Agreed. But even after that is done, you had better not rest idle. I've grown quite fond of your cooking.
Don't worry. There's plenty more where that came from. Speaking of, time to handle today's haul.
Let me lend you a hand.
Kind of a nice side story one. Nothing too, important worldwide, but, nice, solid, important for character development. Right, Bernadetta and Seteth. So Bernadetta's very frightened of Seteth, but Seteth let slip that he writes stories. So, let's see what happens next.
Here's your book of fables you lent me, Seteth. It was so interesting to learn all about St. Indech that I read it cover to cover in one sitting.
Impressive. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What's this sticking out between the pages? Is this an illustration?
No, nothing like that. I must have stuck it in there and forgotten. Just, give it back, please.
Are you certain this was accidental? It quite fits the descriptions in this chapter. Ah, I see. You included an illustration where you thought the visual would be helpful.
No, not at all. I was just fooling around. I have an overactive imagination, and I forgot to take it out before I gave you the book back.
It really is a lovely drawing, you know. Now that I've seen it, the book would feel incomplete without it. But who is this man next to St. Indech? I can't help but notice he bears a resemblance to me.
Oh, that's St. Keyhole. The book describes him as one of St. Indech's closest friends. I got the feeling he was a very serious man, but also really kind. You know, like you. So that probably explains the, resemblance.
I have to say, I never would have expected to be a reference model for St. Keyhole. What a curious ambivalence.
What about furious violence?
No, what I meant to say is that I am both flattered and a little embarrassed to be portrayed in this way. Perhaps it is because, in my study of him, I feel like I've also become a friend to St. Indech. Records show that St. Indech and St. Keyhole worked together to achieve great things. If possible, I would like it if the two of us could similarly combine our efforts.
What? How do we figure into this?
We each bear their respective crests, do we not? One might also say that just as I am this book's author, you are now its illustrator. So why don't you do some more illustrations? And color them as well. We'll add them to the book.
You really want me to? I don't know if I'm good enough for something like that.
Okay, I think I can see where their last one's going to end up. Leonie has one with Bernadetta, which is a little bit to the side, but we'll do it anyway.
Oh, it's Leonie.
Perfect. The soil's ready. Let's get to planting.
She's so diligent, I can barely... Oh, look at her elbow.
There we go, all set. Now a little water.
Her sleeve's all torn. She should get that fixed.
Hey, Bernadetta, what are you doing here?
Leonie! I was,
What is it?
I was just admiring your hard work.
If you've got time to stare, you may as well help me out. Is that all you wanted to say?
Not exactly.
Well, come on, out with it.
Oh, it's the elbow!
Your elbow looks fine to me. Is it bothering you?
Not mine, yours. Your sleeve's torn.
Huh, how about that? You're right. I didn't notice. You could have just told me right away, you know. It's just a little tear, though. Nothing to worry about.
If you don't mind, I could fix it for you. It would only take a minute.
You can do that?
I'm actually pretty good at sewing.
I never knew. Well, if you're offering, by all means. Just let me finish watering these. Oh, I guess I should get this shirt off first, though, huh?
What? Hold on, don't... You can't just...
So close to a positive interaction for Bernadetta. So close. Alright, now we have the many adventures of Hilda. Let's start with Ignatz, because it's probably... We'll do Ignatz, Lorenz, because these are ones we're probably not going to care about, because we've seen them before. And then we'll move into Caspar and Ferdinand, which are the ones that have a little bit higher stakes for us.
Hey, Ignatz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Ready to start cleaning?
No, that's all right. Actually, I'm just finishing up.
Oh, it's true. Look how tidy everything is. You've done such a marvelous job. I'm glad I didn't get in your way.
Thank you very much. So anyway, you can go now. You were talking to your friend, right? I just have some things to put away. It's okay, I can manage without you.
Oh, Ignatz, I thought I saw someone earlier. That was you, wasn't it? You know, I'd have been willing to help. You could have just said, hey, let's go and clean.
It's all right, you were having a conversation. I didn't want to sneak up like I was eavesdropping, and really, I didn't need help.
Oh, Ignatz, you darling. You're so considerate. Thank you so very much.
Glad to be of service. I'll start putting all this away.
Not so fast.
Well, what's the matter?
Aren't you overdoing it? Don't you think you might be taking on too much,
Oh, I didn't expect to hear that from you.
Let me give you some advice. It's true that I like to delegate as many tasks as I possibly can, but when someone helps me, I make sure to lavish them with praise as a reward for their hard work. So, then we come out even. On the other hand, look what almost happened just now. You did all that work for me, and I almost missed it. Now, where would that leave you? With no praise, no thanks. You'd be losing out.
Personally, I'd prefer to lose out, rather than inconvenience someone else. For instance, I'd have felt terrible for intruding on your important conversation earlier. Consider the negligible loss to me versus the major inconvenience to you. Personal loss is always going to be the better choice. Right?
Huh. Well, if that's how you feel, then I'm not sure how to convince you otherwise.
Okay, good arguments from both sides there, actually. I mean, not so much from Hilda, obviously, but Hilda's argument was like, you know, you should let people know that you're doing these things, because, you know, it's good to have a little bit of recognition. Anyway, Lorenz, Hilda, let's go.
Ah, Lawrence, at it again.
Hello, Hilda. Are you training too? If that's the case, I may have to revise my opinion of you. Increased strength and skill would serve as perfect complements to your beauty and esteemed lineage.
No, I just left something here. I don't share your tireless work ethic. You're quite something. I don't think I've ever seen you take a break.
When the fate of all Fódlan rests on your shoulders, the rigors of training seem paltry by comparison. Besides, when my admirers see that even an individual of my talent possesses a diligent work ethic, it is sure to inspire them.
I see, but I was wondering... Never mind, you're clearly busy.
Oh, is there something you require? What do you need? There is nothing I cannot handle.
Well, the trouble is, I'm no good at fighting. I'm a fragile young lady, not a fearsome warrior. I didn't even want to join the academy, honestly. My brother made me.
Of course. For a delicate flower such as yourself, no doubt battle must present a terrible hardship.
It does. It truly does. So I was wondering if in the next battle you'd do my fighting for me? I mean, I can put on a tough, I'm actually fighting kind of air, but that's not quite enough on its own.
Please, leave all of the difficulty to me. I shall permit no harm to befall you.
I'm so happy. In that case, I'll focus on giving a convincingly soldierly performance. You know, Lawrence, you're a good guy. Not that I'd have expected anything less from a noble.
With each of your foes that I vanquish, I shall only become ever stronger. Yes, leave it all to me.
What a guy. And all I had to do was ask. Maybe I'll have a snack.
That wasn't... You know, I think the snack bit at the end is just showing how little of an effort she needed to put in to completely manipulate him. Anyway, Caspar and Hilda's B. Now, this is the first part of their B one, so I'm expecting that there's going to be a little setup here.
There they go, starting another fight. I'm just gonna march over and... Wait, no. I have to restrain myself.
I can't do it! Hey, you! Stop right there!
Poor Caspar. He can't stop himself. He does look quite heroic, though, and seems to be having a good time.
Ha! That takes care of that. Oh no. Were you watching just now?
Who, me? Watching what?
The fight that just happened? The fight that I definitely didn't start. I've been trying to restrain myself like you said, and I've been so good about it too. But they pulled me in. I tried to keep back, but... Okay, you got me. I can't restrain myself. I just don't have it in me. But the bad guys were dealt with, so it turned out fine, right?
Yes, completely fine. If that's what you want to do, who am I to complain?
Really? You're not gonna tell me how disappointed you are, and that I need to be better? I figured you'd be mad, but you're actually smiling.
No use in getting mad. In fact, I found the whole spectacle very entertaining. You seem to be enjoying yourself.
I was. I mean, sometimes I just can't help myself and I gotta get out there. Wait a minute. So you were watching? Why didn't you try and stop me?
Me? Stop you? As if I would never voluntarily go to so much trouble. Besides, you were fighting with so much passion, I couldn't help but feel smitten.
Smitten? Wow. You must really love a good fight. I gotta admit, that one was pretty good. I guess I love fighting too.
Okay, so their B-level support appears to be some, you know, a little bit of flirting. Now, we have Ferdinand and Hilda. I can't remember what their first one was, but I'm fairly certain there was some Hilda manipulating Ferdinand going on.
Wow, I am thirsty. I could really go for something to drink.
Hilda, there you are.
Hey, Ferdinand. Thanks for your help earlier.
I do not desire your gratitude. I have a bone to pick with you. At the library, you pawned your job off on me.
Actually, I never asked you to do the whole thing. You started teaching me how and got carried away. Meanwhile, I was just awestruck by your cleverness and generosity.
Well. Hey, wait a moment. Your charms won't work this time. You were just using me.
Oh, that hurts my feelings. I really was awestruck. If I had to arrange all the library supplies on my own, I'd have been there past nightfall.
With a steady pace, you would have finished by twilight at the latest.
Oh no, I'm not competent enough, honestly. I don't even know how to make a cup of tea.
You're quite a defeatist, Hilda. Oh, hold a moment. Did you just say you cannot make tea?
And there, with that little line chucked in there, Hilda has him wrapped around her finger.
That's right. I can't touch things that get hot. I'm always scared of getting burned.
Trust me, it is not difficult. You just need to be cautious as you are pouring. I can teach you.
Really? Great! Please teach me, Ferdinand.
This is a crucial skill for nobles, Hilda. If nothing else, you must learn the arts of tea brewing. Look here. You bring the water to a boil, and you put the leaves in here. All right, that should be enough time steeping. Now we can drain the water, pour the tea, and enjoy.
That took longer than I expected. Well, thanks. Bottoms up.
You may have to steep it for more time or less, depending on the leaves. From now on, you can...
That really hit the spot. Thanks. I'm a slow learner, so I hope you'll teach me again sometime.
She fooled me again. That was the last time. I swear it.
Oh dear. It was bound to happen. It's happened to many a character. Right, now we have some weird ones, because we have a bunch of people who are just kind of have some supports because we were near each other. So let's go for Ferdinand and Lorenz.
Ah, that fragrance. Could it be?
Also, this is one that we might not have gotten before because Ferdinand was we didn't recruit him in the Verdant Wind one. Lorenz isn't able to be in Crimson Flower, so potentially this is one we haven't seen.
Ferdinand, I cannot help but notice the exquisite tea you're drinking.
Not many can appreciate it, let alone recognize it. I'm impressed.
Perhaps you would be so good as to indulge me with a cup?
By all means. Allow me to pour.
Ah, what a delightful aroma. When I close my eyes, I feel as though I've wandered into a rose garden.
Such a precise, poetic description. But please, drink up. No need to stand on ceremony.
How gracious of you. Very well. Flavor, fragrance, and hue, all in fine harmony. This is a most superior brew. And in a market saturated by pale imitation, no less. You did well to acquire such fine fare.
You are clearly quite passionate about tea. And more than just passionate, you know what it takes to brew a fine cup. To say nothing of your flawless etiquette and sterling attentiveness.
Certainly. Proper etiquette at tea time is one of the surest hallmarks of quality breeding. And the extent of one's attentiveness is quite often indicative of the depth of one's character. The ability of a person of fine stock to exhibit a rich quality of character is precisely what determines whether one is worthy to be called noble. And all of that can be seen in how one handles such a simple thing as a cup of tea.
Ah, marvelously put, Lawrence. I can tell you have given much thought to this subject. And if I may, I have always considered you to be the very model of noble comportment.
Likewise, this has certainly been an extraordinarily meaningful cup of tea.
I wholeheartedly concur. Before we part ways, I would like to offer you some of these leaves.
Truly? Well, I'm flattered, but I cannot simply accept them without offering something in exchange. You simply must allow me to host you in turn, by way of recompense. We shall drink from House Gloucester's finest teacups and enjoy the loveliest of its cakes.
That sounds exquisite. I look forward to it.
Well, it's good to see that Lorenz made a friend. Right. Petra and Bernadetta's final one. I believe that Petra was hunting Bernadetta last time we saw this.
Hunting? Really? There's no way I can do this. Goddess, why couldn't I have stayed in today?
By that I mean that she was comparing Bernadetta to prey.
Bernadetta, is this a trouble you are having? I heard that the duty to hunt is yours today.
The duties all got assigned while I was holed up in my room.
Do not be worrying. I can show you the way to hunt well.
Oh, okay then.
When you see a beast, you are thinking of it as an enemy. That is how prey thinks. You must think of the beasts as food. That is how the hunter thinks.
So it's not an enemy, it's food. But, how is it food when it's still alive?
You pick the vegetables from the field. Those have life too. It is the same. You take a blade in your hand and take the lives of the vegetables. You cut their stalks and harvest without mercy. They do not scream, but you are still their killer.
Killer?
Fruit ripens and falls to the ground. The seeds sprout, and a new life is born. That is life's cycle. It has cruelty, yes, but you must end life to eat. You must be killing to be living.
Maybe, but I don't know if I want to be some kind of vegetable murderer.
It is the same for rabbits, deer, pheasants. The only difference being that they cannot cry out. You must do what you must do to be living in this world. It is your task.
A task. Yes, just a task. A completely mindless task.
Feel it. There, in the grass. Prey is moving, just like a vegetable in the wind. Give it an arrow, just like you would give a vegetable a blade. It is just your task.
Right. That makes sense. It's just like cutting a stem.
You are now a hunter. You have learned how to hunt.
I am? I have? Oh, good! What a relief.
You have understanding now, I can tell.
Great! Leave it to me. I'll hunt down my prey just like their vegetables.
I have belief in you.
Aw, thanks, Petra. I can do this. Make way for Huntmaster Bernie!
Have luck, Bernie.
Ow! What? No! Stay back! I'm sorry, Mr. Rabbit, I didn't mean it! Why are you the one chasing me? Ow!
Oh dear. Well, Petra tried her best. Now we have Petra and Ferdinand.
Ferdinand? Our professor is wanting to see you. He has much concentration right now. I will wait for him to be finished reading.
Diplomacy has an effect upon weapons development. Yes, that makes sense. Oh, Petra! How long have you been there?
A short time. You were devoting all of your attention to that book.
Forgive me, I was fully absorbed in my reading. I see you have been reading as well. Anything interesting?
I am studying the history of Fódlan.
A history book? What a keen student you are. And it's about House Hresfelg. Certainly a stimulating topic.
I am wishing to learn all about Fódlan. What is the book you are reading?
Oh, this? This relates to a little hobby of mine. The regional history of weapons development in Fódlan. Militaries have to adapt their weapons according to terrain and climate. And they have to keep up with technologies in other regions. It's very interesting.
Yes, it is interesting. I see why you would be enjoying that kind of reading.
Oh, does that excite your curiosity too? Perhaps you would care to read more about it then. This is just one of 18 volumes, and our library has the entire collection.
I give you my gratitude. Research of weapons could be a good reference for me. Oh, please take my apologies. I was meaning to tell you that our professor is wanting to see you.
Oh, it is not like you to forget something. I suppose I ought to be going then.
Yes, it is a rarity that I forget something. But it is not impossible.
Cool. And now we have Ferdinand and Caspar.
That settles that. And don't even think about brawling around here again.
Impressive, Caspar. Well done.
Hey, Ferdinand, did you see that fight?
I saw it from start to finish. Both parties were at fault, disturbing the peace. Then you stepped in and corrected their behavior. You are setting a good example. I am proud to call you my fellow noble.
Your fellow noble? I wasn't even thinking about nobility. That had nothing to do with it.
Excuse me, nothing? Resolving conflicts among common folk is a duty of the nobles. Is that not what you were doing?
I guess so. But it was more like instinct or something. I saw people acting out of line and I had to step in.
Ah, you were acting on impulse. You might be better served following moral convictions rather than instincts. Take me, for example. I always bear in mind that I am a noble and behave accordingly. The fortunate must help the unfortunate. That is my guiding principle.
I never have any idea what you're talking about. If someone's in trouble, you gotta help them out. Simple as that.
A difference of opinion, you might say. Very well then. Believe what you will. I will not expend energy trying to change your mind.
Maybe all of this noble stuff just isn't for me. Hey, don't walk away when I'm talking to you.
And with that, we have done all of the supports that we have left. Just to do a little recap, mostly we need supports with Hilda. Hilda's a big one for a lot of people. On Cyril here, Hilda and Petra are the two he hasn't got, which are both A-level supports, which it means it's not impossible for us to get them. Even if we just used adjutants, we could probably get them. I mean, at A-level, you could potentially just do 3 battles adjutant and you're done, right? No issues. Shamir? We don't care. Ignatz, Raphael, not a big deal. Catherine? We want to get Caspar and Linhardt. Now we need 2 levels of each, and that's where we start to run into issues, because 2 levels of each means that you need a minimum of 2 weeks, assuming that you get battles in both weeks, but it could take a lot longer. I think what we will do with them though is we'll definitely put an adjutant on Catherine, and that will get us a little bit closer, because we might be able to get a whole level from the story mission. We'll see. You tend to do a lot of battling in the story mission. Alois is finished completely, which is good. If we have a limited number available for the story mission, I may put him lower down in the rankings, just purely based on the fact that we need supports. But, you know, if we can bring him, we'll bring him. Manuela, I really want Lorenz. That's the only one I want to finish off there. We've done the Dorothea one several times now, but the Lorenz one's one that we want. Hanneman, we're kind of done here as well. Nothing we need to worry about. Flane, again, kind of done. We've done those 2 before. Seteth, Hilda and Bernadetta are both ones I want. He's got 2 with Hilda. So I'm thinking we're going to make Hilda Seteth's adjutant. We can't make Hilda Seteth's adjutant. Or Cyril's adjutant unless we put them on the ground. That's an issue. Okay, we'll think about it. Is there anybody else who needs Hilda as an adjutant? Hilda needs to actually have both Ferdinand and Caspar. Like, she has a ton of points on them. I don't know how we're going to get those done, because he needs a minimum of 2 for each. Yeah, it's going to be real difficult. If Hilda's not in the battle, and I don't want to take Hilda in the battle, maybe if I make someone an adjutant, like Hilda someone's adjutant, and then put more people on top. I don't see how that's happening. It's just a little bit awkward. What we might do there is we might... Just thinking here. Yeah, we're probably going to have to do battles. Assuming the next week is a 4-week month. Eat on the first week, which will get us a little bit there. Then, like, do 6 battles with Hilda in it and hope that that gets us enough. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to get us enough. We're close, but I mean... Ooh, that's going to be kind of close. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, on top of that, and that's... Well, I was going to say who else we need to look at. No, that's kind of it. We've actually done quite a lot of them. We've got a fair number through. The only problem is just getting those last couple finished off. I think we've done the Lysithea Cyril one before, but, you know, if we could do that, that'd be nice. It might be worth having Seteth be a horse rider again, like Cavalier, just for one more thing. And then that will potentially allow him to get someone with Hilda. You know what? Just to absolutely go one step further. Can he take a new certification in a riding class? No. I was like, maybe I could make him a Great Knight. No. Holy Knight? War Master. No. Can I give him any other one? Nope. Best I can do is Advanced, maybe? What's the other advanced class he can potentially pass? He can potentially pass Warrior, did it say? That's not entirely useful. Oh, it's because he has 0 advanced seals, actually. Let's have a look. So he's got 100% on Warrior. Assuming that these are just zeros. Like, yeah, those are just zeros. And then all of these are zeros? Yeah, all of these are zeros. So we could potentially make him a Warrior. Which would give him a little bit more? Maybe? He's got a 100% pass rate for Warrior, right? Yeah. Gives him Axe Fair. What's he losing out on? He's losing out on movement and some other stuff, and strength, and It's really quite bad. What does he lose out on here is, if I go for, where is it? I can't look at it because I'd have to go to reclass to look at it here. He loses out on quite a lot of stats though, I imagine. If I wanted to go down to this class. The only thing he gets is Dex. I mean, yeah, he's losing out on a lot. We could potentially make Hilda an adjutant, but I don't know if that's going to work. The other option is that we just make Hilda a random person's adjutant and just keep them close. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to work out well. Okay, we'll think about it. I'm going to chuck in a save here, and then we're going to just end the episode. Thank you for watching. Next time we're going into the mission. I'll see you then. Goodbye.